Welcome everyone back to another episode of the Black Girl Encourage Her. I am your hostess with the mostest, Sheniqua Inspires. And listen, we are having a great time during this month because we are not only bringing forth encouragement, but we are hopefully lighting the fire for those who have an entrepreneur spirit. So this month is special to me because I am highlighting some amazing women in business, and they are going to come to you and tell you a little bit about their journey so that you don't feel so far removed, so that you can actually begin to see yourself walking in the same light if that's what you choose to. So let's get into this week's episode. I've got a gem. I've known this lady for quite some time, and she's got a beautiful spirit and a beautiful heart, and it resonates in everything that she does. Now, I want to bring her up to the stage. Without further ado, y'all meet my sister friend, Patricia. Hey, girl.
Hi,
Hey.
hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Yes, I thank you for your yes. Now, I know quite a bit about you, but please introduce yourself to the people.
Well, I'm Patricia Thomas. I am an entrepreneur of a retail uniform store. Scrubs are us and more uniforms. I am also a state tested nurse's assistant for 27 years. And I wear many hats and do many things. The gifts that God has given me. I'm just excited to be able to, share those gifts with everybody else.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is great because we've known each other for quite some time.
Yeah,
We are Facebook friends, and one of these days we have to smash that, and we got to become real life friends. But
absolutely.
for now, we are definitely good Facebook friends.
Yeah,
And truth be told, I don't even know how we became friends. I don't even remember, but it's been a
yeah,
while. We've been
it's
we've
been
been
a
on each
while.
other's pages for a while, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But one of the things that I did notice, like I saw you when you started the store, and that
yeah,
was so exciting to me. It's like,
yeah,
what? You are a certified nurse's assistant,
yeah,
and you literally opened up a uniform store.
yeah,
So before we get into that, because I'm excited to hear all of those great things and how that came about. But I
yeah.
want to start off from the beginning.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your story and what makes you the woman that you are today.
Well, my story is unique to me. I
Mhm.
was born and raised in Chicago. I live here in Cleveland, Ohio. And being born and raised in Chicago brought about a lot of um, like uncertainties and issues and things like that. Being raised in the projects of Chicago and the situations that occurred in our families and things like that. One thing I always knew though was that I was supposed to be an entrepreneur. I
Mhm.
had the entrepreneurial spirit. I will always sell things. I sold candy out of our apartment. I knitted, what is it, pot holders. I made bookmarks. Like I've sold anything that I can creatively think of to do
Mhm.
and put a price on it. I sold it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was successful in doing so. I babysitted um, people's children in our communities, and one one thing that I always thought about was how, as a young girl, and with these great ideas, this
Mhm.
entrepreneurship spirit, how I'm going to like go from the projects of Chicago to obtaining that vision and those dreams of entrepreneurship or just living my best life
Mm-hmm.
um, as an adult, like growing into adulthood. Well, God had that plan for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? But also Satan had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was between the ages of 6 and 10, I was molested. Growing up with that hurt and shame and pain, the enemy used that to try to dismantle that plan and purpose that God had for my life for anything entrepreneurship, parenting, um, being the best sister I can be, being the best daughter I can be. And so the enemy's plan was almost working um,
Mm-hmm.
because that situation growing up brought me into this downward spiral life of drugs, sexual promiscuity, um, all types of negative things rooted from that molestation. So growing up, I'm like, I am never going to be nobody because that's what I heard. You're not going to be
Mm-hmm.
nobody. You're dead. You keep on taking these dope boys' money. They gonna kill you. You
Right.
keep on, doing the route that you're on. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
50 kids. So either it was two stigmas against me. Either I was gonna be dead or I was gonna have 50 kids.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the plot and plot twist that the enemy had over my life. And so
Yeah.
going into adulthood now, I'm a young mother at 16. Like those
Mm-hmm.
dreams that I had for entrepreneurship, those that plan that God put on the inside of me started to diminish.
Yeah.
Really did. It's like the enemy was chipping and chipping away at that, and it was to the point to where I started hearing voices. My drug of choice in the beginning was marijuana. Then it went from marijuana to crack cocaine, and
Wow.
then to dope. And it's like I was just like on a downward spiral to the
Mm-hmm.
grave. And five failed attempted suicides because I felt that no one was validating what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until now, my mom always took us to church. So I knew the Lord. I knew of a God.
Mm-hmm.
Adults serve that the adults pray to. That
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But never thought, even though I played church growing up, I never thought that he heard me. This
Mm-hmm.
this 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 a child that's growing into preteens and adulthood. It wasn't until I had my third child, and by that time I had made up my mind. I'm going to take back now that I know God that
Mm-hmm.
the adults pray to. Now that I know that He do hear me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to take back everything that was stolen from me.
My
I'm
God.
going to be an entrepreneur. I'm
Hmm.
going to be a great mom. I'm going to be a great sister. I'm going to be a great daughter. I'm going to be everything that God had put on the inside of me. I'm going to be that.
Yeah.
And so I started my journey to deliverance,
Yes.
and God definitely did His big one with me. Because
Yes.
if I look back, hey, God is powerful, honey. Because if I had to do it in my own might and my own power, I wouldn't be. And so that renewal of my life that God had me on that journey of recovery and deliverance. I started seeing everything more clearer, like the grass looked green, the birds
Wow.
sounded so beautiful, like when deliverance took place, and my
Mm-hmm.
dreams and my goals started looking achievable, like at reach, like so close. Like, oh my, I'm excited now, like
Yeah.
everything being restored. And so when God did that for me, it was no stopping me. And that's how I ended up here. I started off selling uniforms in the trunk of my car
Mm-hmm.
and in the living room of my house that I was renting. I had racks and uniforms everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I started off that way, and it wasn't until, and I was, it's my side hustle. I work in the healthcare field, and I'm like making nice money in the healthcare field, but I got my side hustle, and that's what I was
Mm-hmm.
calling it up until October of 2019. God kept unctioning me like, you need to get this out of your home, out of the trunk of your car, get a brick and mortar. Well, I thought like saving money. I don't want to rent. It's expensive. Da 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 da. And so I got a realtor I was working with. And so we in turn we got my first brick and mortar January of 2020, and the pandemic came.
Wow. Wow.
Well, now what?
Wow.
Well, now what? Now what?
Yeah.
And I absolutely um, wanted to sell uniforms, and get it out of my house because I was just like I needed my space.
Mm-hmm.
But I also knew that in order to offer more people a product that I'm passionate about, because another reason why I started is because we have a uniform truck that comes to our job, and they do the payroll deduction. We pick what we want, and they just deduct it out of our check.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was is that by the time you get your check, you have no check
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you didn't purchase it, and then it wasn't affordable. And
Mhm.
so I said, you know what? I need another strategy. If I'm going to do this, Lord, and get this business out my house and out the trunk of my car, I need a strategy
Mhm.
for my business to bring in customers and to keep customers coming and to just make them satisfied and comfortable with the products, the uniforms that I sell. And so he gave me that strategy, and I have just like growing a successful uniform business.
Now, during the pandemic, like, so what was life like during the pandemic? So you just opened up this store, this brick and mortar store,
Yep.
and now the pandemic hit. Like, were people still buying uniforms?
So let me tell you, I always, not always, but I tend to seek God for a lot of things in my life, because if I go off and try to do things on my own, I tend to
Facts.
mess things up. And so
Right.
I sought God for a strategy to bring in income in
Yes.
my uniform store. So because I can purchase things wholesale and
Mhm.
sell it for retail price, I opened up um, accounts with vendors that sold gloves, that
Mm.
sold masks, that sold gowns, that
Mm.
sold all the PPE product
Yeah,
I had.
that's
So
good.
post pandemic, that year, my store grossed a little bit over $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that was an amazing strategy that God gave me, and then I just been growing ever since.
Wow, wow. Now, being a certified nursing assistant, now you've been in healthcare as a certified nursing assistant for many, many years. Would you have ever thought, like when you first started being a CNA, would you have ever thought that you would have your own business? Or did you just think like, hey, because most people when they're a CNA, like they're there because they know, okay, I'm going to go back to nursing school eventually and I'm going to become a registered nurse. So what was going on through your mind? And did you ever think that you would have a uniform store?
I knew I was going to have a business.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I was destined to have my own business. I
Yes.
didn't know at the time um in 2002 when I began my real entrepreneurship journey. I opened up a dollar store.
Mm.
And what happened was it happened because my past started to confront me.
Ooh.
So all the wrong that I did,
Mm.
it was some things that I had to clear up before I can really be in the healthcare field.
Yeah.
And so I think that was God saying, "Okay, I'm going to take you there. I'm going to get you there. But this thing right here is going to stop you. So you got to deal with this thing right here." And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to deal with that thing. And so I said, "Well, what am I going to do now? I can't work in the healthcare field right now." And I said, "You know what? I'm just open up my own business."
Mm-hmm.
So I sought out a program here in Cleveland. It's a match fund program. So you're in the program, you save. I think at the time it was like $500, and they match your 500 to $4 to your $1, right? And I took that money and I opened up a dollar store.
Wow.
Yep, and
Now
because
say that again, because a lot of times when people have that idea, right? They have that idea, they have that concept, they can even have the prophetic download, right? The strategy from God. But then it's always, but I don't have the money,
yeah,
but I don't have the money. That comes in like a thief in the night and steals that dream or pokes hole in that dream, and
yeah,
it causes people to be stagnant. So I
yeah,
want you to tell that story again
yeah,
about you didn't have that job, you were not working as a CNA,
yeah,
but you still was able to get your foot in the door as an entrepreneur. Repeat
yeah,
that for us again, please, because I want to make sure y'all turn the volumes up. I want to
yeah,
make sure you are getting all of this.
yeah. So first of all, I'm very resourceful,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always seeking out ways to where I can get something, a resource in our community or what have you to work for me. So whether that is seeking out anything that I need for my home, anything for my personal life, anything, I'm just very resourceful. So I did seek out different types of programs that would help individuals start their own business, and that was one of the programs that I went through, and it was like a match fund program.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in that program. I saved my $500, and while I'm saving, I think I was on Section 8 at the time, so I really didn't have to worry about rent, but I
Mm-hmm.
still had lights and gas and things like that. So I went and I worked at McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
until I can clear up this situation and be able to work back in the healthcare field, you know? And so my McDonald's job took care of the kids, took care of my lights, took care of the gas, and my other necessities. But at the same time, I still had this dream, and my prayer life was leveling up at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. My prayer life, because now, Lord, I need you to sustain me in this
Yes.
during this situation, because this dream, once again, the enemy is causing my past to dictate my future, and I
Mm-hmm.
refused to allow that to happen. And so my prayer life definitely elevated to the
Yes.
point by 6 months after not being able to work in the healthcare field and then
Mm.
going through what I had to go through, I came out on top.
Wow.
Then I was
Lord.
able to work in the healthcare field. I said, okay, now in my mind, this healthcare field, this job, you're going to be my investor. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
be my investor because I'm still working on my business plan. I'm really not um, too keen on getting a business loan. So I build my business using the money from what I work for. It's like no, this business right here, no loan, no grants, none of that. And I have
Mm-hmm.
no space in my store right now. So that was a dream. I had to hold on to that
Yeah.
if I was going to succeed, if I was going to um, see the vision that God had given me for entrepreneurship and then my vision as a uniform retailer.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's good stuff. And it's inspiring. It's
Yeah.
inspiring. And I love that it's speaking to all of us, but it's
Mhm.
also speaking specifically to those individuals who feel like, they always say like, oh, we didn't grow up with a rich mommy and daddy. Like we didn't grow up with silver spoons in our mouths. But
Yeah.
you are literally telling a rags to riches
Yeah.
story, and
Hmm.
it's through your commitment, it's through your faith, it's
Yeah.
through your just not giving up on what you have believed that the Lord has designed for you, which is being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. And so now you're able to reap the benefits of
Yeah.
it. Now I loved when we had talked about this a little bit beforehand, and I loved what you said that the store was not just a uniform store. Like
No.
you are literally witnessing.
I mean, it's ministry. It's
Yes.
my ministry.
Yes.
And I believe that God allowed this to happen because He know my heart for people.
Mhm.
He know that I have this heart to see people in a good place because
Yes.
of my past. No
Yes.
one was there to encourage me. No one was
Mhm.
there to pray over me and just help me keep my sanity. No
Yeah.
one was there to. I had to do everything on my own. Just I had
Mhm.
to go into the presence of God for myself.
Yeah.
And so I said, if I had a little bit more help, if I had
Mm.
someone to tell me, and take my hand and say, come on, girl. You know what?
Mhm.
We got you,
Yeah.
that I think that my struggle would not have been so lengthy,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I do count it all joy because of the
Yes.
experiences and the things that I've learned and the relationship and closeness that I became with God.
Yeah.
So I don't take that part for granted. But
Mhm.
for those that need the help, I believe that God uses my business to send people to me that I can pray with.
Mhm.
I'm a talkative person. And so I do get in your business when you're my customer because we family. I feel we're
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So are you okay today? How was your day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're in school. Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just getting close with my customers and then opening up that door to where if there's a need for prayer or something like that, or encouragement, I take that opportunity and I do exactly what the Holy Spirit leads me to do.
I love it. I love it. That is just so beautiful. Now, I also understand that you're still working as a CNA, but
I
I think that it's for a purpose. So tell us why, even, with the Lord blessing you with this store, why are you still working as a CNA?
Well, I am still working as an STNA because God, number one, hasn't called me to lead a job yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
Number two, I'm working on building up nurses' assistants financially.
Hmm.
During the pandemic, we worked agencies and different agencies. I wasn't on nobody's staff. I just traveled, and me and my daughter, we worked. Cause all of my two daughters are also in the healthcare field. My one daughter is now a nurse.
Nice.
And so we all work in the healthcare field, and we traveled during the pandemic from state to state or from nursing
Mm.
home to nursing home. One thing that I was so bewildered by is a situation that happened when we was at this one nursing home. So you can get to a nursing home and they can say, "Oh, we're going to cancel you." You can be already there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't need you. We're gonna give you this 2 or 4 hours of show up pay and let you go on about your day. Well,
Right.
me, I was always excited to hoping and praying, oh, cancel me when I get there. Because in my mind, I wanted to cancel before I got there, but then you build up these bad points, and I don't
Yeah.
like that, And so we get to this nursing home, and this young lady is me and two other young ladies, and they said, "Well, it's three of you guys who are going to cancel." I said, "I raised my hand. I'm in line." The other young lady was like, "Yep, I'll go home. I had something to do anyway." The other
Mhm.
young lady was acting a plump fool. She
Wow.
was like, "Oh, I ain't going nowhere. Y'all gonna find me something to do. I'm not
Wow.
going nowhere. My daughter's birthday is this weekend. I'm depending on this money." But in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, your baby is about to be 4. Didn't you know that her birthday was last year, was going to be this year?
Mm-hmm.
You fighting these people for their money.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where's the preparation? Where's the budgeting? What
Mm-hmm.
sense does that make to be working paycheck to
Yeah.
pay bills?
Yeah.
You're not saving. The
Mm-hmm.
babies don't have a savings account, a custodial account.
Yeah.
You have no insurance, like you
Mm.
have no emergency fund, like, and you're fighting somebody that can send you to jail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If they say we don't need you, that means you got to leave the premises.
Right, right. And it ain't no sense in acting ugly because ugly ain't gonna get you in the door, honey. They gonna be like, we're not gonna look out for you.
And we gonna DNR you. We don't want you back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not a win-win situation, honey. And
Wow.
so I went home, and I just could not for a week. That whole situation played in my mind
Mm.
over and over and over again. And I'm like, Lord, what do you want me? What are you saying? What do you want me to do about it? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he
Mm-hmm.
said, I want you to create a budgeting system for your fellow CNAs, STNAs, and NAs. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, how am I going to do that? By this time, I'm like, okay, should I create content only, because I really wasn't even that big into creating courses and all of that, because I just like to get on live and talk. you
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
and then so God had me in this preparation period for 6 months after that situation. I'm at that time just learning. I'm watching different videos, and then I ran across a video where a young lady was creating inspirational planners,
Okay.
and the Holy Spirit was like, "And that's it." I
Hmm.
said, the inspirational plan about
Yeah.
money, but that don't make sense to me. And then I'm praying, I'm fasting about it, and God said, no, you're going to create a financial planner for nurses assistant, and that
Mm.
that was it. And I
I love
went
it.
to work, and I went to work, and I went to work. It's a beautiful thing when you're listening to the voice of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Um, to get you from one stage of another, because what seemed right, the way God speaks to us don't make sense sometimes,
Yeah.
and then we have to continue to press in, and then the Holy Spirit will help us put everything together, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what happened. And so I've created your money roadmap for nurses assistants,
Nice.
building generational wealth while working in the healthcare field. And
Wow.
so I have the financial planner. I'm waiting on the $10,000 Your Money Roadmap Saving Challenge booklet, and I have everything around that, the to-do list T-shirts, creating, the assets and the net worth and things like that. So I got all of that on my website. Yeah, so that's what's happened. I'm excited about it because I'm having a Your Money Roadmap financial planning party in January 8th. And so everyone that has purchased their planner, we're just gonna go on. We're gonna have this fun. We're gonna get our money right in 2025.
I know that's right. Now you have a copy of the book with you, right? Now
Yes,
you're she's in the store right now.
it's in
She's
the
in her office in
store.
the store. Look at there. How pretty
So
is that?
this is Your
Wow.
Money Roadmap for Nurses Assistants. And it comes in a beautiful box. And I don't know if you guys can
Wow.
see this, but it's very encouraging. And I said, I just can't put together a financial planner without encouraging them to plan.
That's
And
beautiful.
you know,
Yeah.
and so it's just wonderful. It comes with your cute little Your Money Roadmap glitter pen, and I
Oh,
just absolutely love it. And so
nice.
this planner is, I want to say 140 something pages long, but this is your planner. This is
Beautiful.
your um beginning of your financial restoration journey. You know,
Yes.
we're going into 2025, and I want to say that during the pandemic, a lot of things transpired. I
Hmm.
believe that one thing that happened during the pandemic is God allowed what was hidden to be uncovered. So wisdom,
Hmm.
things that we didn't know about,
Yeah.
how to purchase stock, learning
Hmm.
about stock, learning about investments,
Yeah.
learning about, just the different things financially, how to make money, how to
Hmm.
really not call a side hustle, take it seriously and create wealth.
Yeah.
you know and so I believe that it is time now that we got the information, that we just go ahead and take our financial lives, our personal lives, our spiritual lives, take it by storm.
Yes, yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Man, I feel inspired, and I believe that that book would be beneficial to anyone who is starting out, like if you feel like you are just at like a baseline air level, I believe that that book would definitely be a stepping stone
It
for you. So
would.
I encourage all of you. I have a lot of people who are in the healthcare field, a lot of home health aides that follow me and sit underneath me. I think this would be a beautiful resource for yourself or even a gift. Like just because Christmas is over, like
Yeah.
2025, we should be blessing people. Like, so if
Yeah.
you get it to be a blessing to someone else, if you know a student nurse, right? Someone in nursing school, I can even foresee that being a beautiful gift because one of the things that they don't teach you in nursing school, and I can attest to this,
Yeah.
one of the things they don't tell you about, they don't teach you about, they don't prepare you for is how to handle that money. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we know everybody, society's got this image that nurses make all of these buku dollars. I mean,
Yeah.
not always, but we do well, right? Nurses do well financially, but
Yeah.
no one ever teaches you how to manage that money
Absolutely.
that you get.
Absolutely.
Right. So we've got to be good stewards over
Yeah.
what it is that we are given.
Yeah.
And I do believe the Lord is well pleased with you because you have literally taken your little bit and trusted it back to God, and
Yes.
He's making it much for you.
Yes. Yes. He is. God is so faithful to me,
Yeah.
and He blesses me more than I deserve. You know,
Mm,
and so I'm very humble. I do make mistakes sometimes. I am
mhm.
one of His. rebellious children at times, but he loved me. And I
Yes.
love that he loved me because he corrects me and places me back with
Mm-hmm.
where on the path where he designed me at. He never, um, even though my footing may be unsure, he
Mm-hmm.
never let me fall. He
Yes.
always picks me up and places me back on the path that he designed for me. And in turn, I take what the Lord has done for me and I distribute it to people I encounter. And I'm
Yes.
just so grateful. And in the planner, that's one thing that I do mention that we, since the pandemic, healthcare workers are making more money
Mm-hmm.
than we have ever made. I believe over the last before the pandemic, we was at a raise freeze for 15 years
Mm-hmm.
across the board.
Yeah.
Was only making $10, maybe up to $14. Now
Mm-hmm.
nurses assistants I know here in Ohio, we're making anything from $20 to $26 an
Nice.
hour. My
Nice.
question is, what are we doing with it? That's my question.
That's the main thing. That is so beautiful. And you know that this is God aligned because how now you have these tools, you have the resources, you have the skill set to be able to each one teach one. You'll be able to show them, like, look, I'm not just telling you about something that I read in a fancy book.
Right.
Like I am a living example, and
Abs-
your store is a beautiful testament
Yeah.
of that. Now, tell us where your store is located, just in case anybody's in the area, they know people in the area. We need to get the folks
Yeah.
over here to Scrubs
Oh,
R
yeah.
Us and
So,
more.
Scrubs R Us and More Uniforms is located at 4200 Rocky River Drive in Cleveland, Ohio, and the zip code is 44135. I also take orders via when someone inbox me and they may ask if I have this or that or something that they're looking for and they want to purchase from Scrubs or Us and More Uniforms. They can also inbox me on social media at Scrubs R Us underscore More Uniforms.
I love it. I love it. Listen, so you're tapping into the market of everybody being on social media, and
Yes.
she's able to help you get your orders through that way. So if you're not in the Cleveland area, definitely still take a look at some of the items that are for sale at Scrubs are Us and More Uniforms, right? And check out the Instagram page and make certain if you see something you like, go ahead and shoot Patricia a inbox message. Let her know that you saw her interview on the Black Girl Encourage Her and that you are a friend of Sheniqua Inspires, and go ahead and be a blessing to her because you know what? Not only will it bless you with what it is that you're looking for, it is sowing a seed in what God is doing. That's fertile ground, y'all. I don't know. She just spelled it out for us. That is fertile ground right there. So you definitely should, I can't tell you what to do, but if you are definitely looking for some scrubs or more uniforms, like whatever you're looking for, check her out, see what she has to offer. Because if you can make a purchase with a small business that you know is nurtured and the foundation is in Christ, why not? You're gonna wear uniforms anyway, right? You
Mhm.
need your scrubs anyway. So why not get them from a reputable place that you know has a foundation in Christ, and and you're blessing this beautiful woman of God and what it is that she is birthing, because as her business grows, her ministry is growing as well. Right.
Absolutely.
So we always want to be a support. If you know anybody in the Cleveland, Ohio area, get them over there. Tell them go pick up some things. And we just want to make certain we spread the love. Patricia, I am so grateful that we are connected. And I am so honored that you said yes to being a part of the show. Your
My pleasure.
testimony truly is inspirational. And I thank you.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure, Shaniqua.
Yes.
You are a gem.
Thank you.
I binge watched you when I first when we first connected on Facebook, and
Yes.
I bought the products. I still
Yes.
drink out of my the strength hurt. I
I
was
love it.
drinking out of it this morning, and
I
so
love it. I
I
love it. I love
absolutely
it.
love the connection. I love your spirit,
Thank
and
you.
we're gonna do more because I'm also a self-published author, so we
Yes.
definitely have to connect, and just and that
Take 2025 by storm, right?
storm because I'm ready. If you're
Yes,
ready, I'm
yes.
ready.
Absolutely, baby. You know the saying. You got to stay ready. If you stay ready,
Yeah,
you don't have to get
I
ready.
am
So you
ready.
know I am ready, and I
All right.
welcome whatever the Lord will birth between us this year. I
Amen.
welcome it. So I thank you so much for your yes.
You're
Hang out
welcome.
for just a second. Let me give the people their marching orders. That was, y'all see me over here cheesing. I'm showing every single last one of my teeth. I am so delighted to be able to have this conversation with my sister friend. I feel so inspired. And I hope that you all are feeling inspired as well, because with God, anything is possible. So, no matter where you are right now in your story, if God said it, then more is on the way. So, I thank you all for your time, your effort, and energy tuning in to the Black Girl Encourage Her. You know, we've got more coming up. So, make certain that you hit the like button, that you are hitting subscribe, and you are sharing this message out to anyone who you know needs a little encouragement, especially as it pertains to entrepreneurship. I look forward to connecting with you all more, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Black Girl Encourage Her. Be blessed.